Welcome everyone. This video is dedicated to sharing Buddhist teachings and spreading peaceful energy. The content is based on academic perspectives and personal spiritual experiences intended for informational purposes only. It is not meant to offend, influence, or replace the teachings of any religious organization. Wishing you all a moment of deep reflection and peace. Please sit down softly. Let your back be upright but not stiff. Let your shoulders relax. Breathe in slowly. Breathe out gently. In this moment, there is nowhere you need to rush. There is nothing you need to prove to anyone. Just return to your breath. Return to this body. Return to this heart. And in this quiet space, let us look deeply at a feeling that every human being knows. Anger. All of us have been angry. Angry at someone we love because they did not understand us. Angry at a friend because their words wounded us. Angry at someone who made a promise and did not keep it. Angry at a person who passed through our life but left behind a pain that stayed for a long time. Sometimes anger appears like a storm. Sometimes it is quiet. It hides inside the heart like a small stone. But each day, that small stone makes the heart a little heavier. We may think we are angry at another person, but the first person who suffers is ourselves. From the day we begin to resent someone, our peace has already been disturbed. From the moment we hold on to blame, our mind is no longer free. Today, we do not speak about anger in order to judge ourselves. We speak about anger in order to understand ourselves. Because when we understand anger, we can begin to walk out of it. When we see the price of resentment, we naturally want to put it down. And when we put it down, we have not lost. We have only released ourselves from a burden we have carried for too long. There was once a woman who lived in a small town. She was gentle, hardworking, loving toward her children, and kind to her neighbors. But inside her heart, she carried a deep anger. Many years before, her younger sister had spoken a harsh sentence during an argument. That sentence hurt her deeply. After that day, the two sisters were no longer close. At first, the woman thought she would calm down after a few days. But a few days became a few months. A few months became many years. Whenever someone mentioned her sister, her heart tightened. She told the old story again and again. Each time she told it, she felt more certain that she was right. Each time she remembered it, the other person seemed more and more wrong. One morning, she sat on the porch of her house. The sun had just risen. The wind moved softly through the trees. Her little grandchild ran to her, held her arm, and asked a simple question. "Grandmother, why do you not smile as much as before?" The question made her silent. She looked at the child. Then she looked down at her own hands. Those hands had worked all her life. They had cooked many meals. They had held many loved ones. But those same hands had also been holding one old anger for many years. That night, she could not sleep. She asked herself, "Does my sister even remember the sentence she spoke long ago? Is she truly feeling sorry every day? Is she suffering as much as I have suffered? Or am I the only one reliving this wound? Am I the only one losing my appetite when the memory returns? Am I the only one who has lost a smile on many beautiful mornings?" The next morning, she woke early. She did not call her sister to decide who was right and who was wrong. She did not pretend that nothing had ever happened. She simply sat quietly, placed one hand on her chest, and whispered, "Life is short. Even love is never enough. Why spend the heart on passing resentment?" She said it once, then again, then many times. Not because her anger disappeared immediately, but because she had begun to choose another path. A path where old pain was no longer the home of her mind. Part 3. Understanding anger. Anger often comes very quickly. One sentence, one look, one careless action, one silence at the wrong time. That can be enough for a fire to rise in the heart. When that fire is burning, we often believe we must speak immediately. We must answer immediately. We must make the other person understand that they were wrong. But in Buddhist practice, a person who trains the mind does not rush to believe every feeling that arises. We learn to pause. We look at anger the way we look at a dark cloud passing through the sky. The cloud is real, but it is not the whole sky. Anger is real, but it is not the whole of who we are. When we keep feeding anger, the mind cannot rest. We lose calmness. We think unclearly. We easily speak words that hurt others. And sometimes one sentence spoken in anger is enough to damage a relationship for many years. A word that has left the mouth cannot return unchanged. A wound that has been made cannot be erased by a few quick apologies. That is why a wise person does not take anger lightly. They know that in one moment without mindfulness we can make another person suffer, and we can make ourselves suffer too. There is a simple truth that many people forget. When I am angry, I am the one who suffers. The person who made me angry may not be suffering at all. They may still eat well. They may still sleep peacefully. They may have forgotten the matter long ago. They may not even know that they hurt me. And what about me? I remember it again and again. I repeat the story inside my mind. I imagine the words I want to say. I create conversations that have never happened. I wake up with a heavy heart. I go to sleep with an unsettled mind. So who is being punished? The other person or myself? The more we blame another person, the more we punish ourselves. We may think we are holding on to justice, but very often we are holding a burning coal in our own hand while hoping another person will be burned. Who is hurt first by that coal? Our own hand is hurt first. Anger held for a long time does not only make the mind sick, it can also make the body sick. When the heart is tense, the breath becomes heavy, sleep becomes shallow. The face loses its softness. The heart becomes tired. The body feels as if it is carrying an invisible weight. Many times we say we are tired because of work, tired because of age, tired because of daily life. But part of our tiredness may come from what we refuse to release. An old complaint, an old comparison, an old sadness, an ego that does not want to soften. Buddhism does not teach us to pretend that we are not hurt. Letting go does not mean denying the wound. Letting go does not mean allowing someone to keep hurting us. If we need distance, we may keep distance. If we need to speak a boundary, we may speak it clearly. But we do not need to carry hatred in the heart. We can protect ourselves without turning the heart into a storage place for resentment. We can walk away from an unhealthy relationship without cursing the other person every day. We can remember the lesson without living forever inside the wound. This is very important. Letting go is not defeat. Letting go is the return of freedom. Defeat is when anger controls us. Victory is when we can see anger clearly without allowing it to command our speech and action. Peace does not come from defeating another person. Peace comes from defeating the anger inside ourselves. Someone may ask, if I stop being angry, will the other person think they were right? Not necessarily. Truth remains truth. Wrong remains wrong. But your mind does not need to be imprisoned inside another person's mistake. A person who practices the path must learn to open their own mind. No one can let go for us. No one can breathe for us. No one can be peaceful for us. Whenever anger rises, recognize it. Do not rush to suppress it. Do not rush to obey it. Simply say inwardly, I am angry. I am hurting. I need to care for my mind before I say anything. Even a short pause can save us from many regrettable words. Even one mindful breath can cool the fire in the heart. Then whisper to yourself, life is short. Even love is never enough. Why spend the heart on passing resentment? This sentence is not meant to hide pain. It is meant to remind us that human life is fragile. Today, we can still meet one another. Tomorrow is not certain. Today, we still have breath. Tomorrow is not certain. Today, we still have a chance to speak gently. Tomorrow is not certain. If life is this short, how do we want to use it? Do we want to use it for love or for blame? Do we want to use it to grow peace or to repeat suffering? Do we want to open the heart or close it more tightly? Each morning when we wake up, we can practice one simple gratitude. Thank you, life, that I am still breathing this morning. Thank you, life, that I have one more day to love. Thank you, life, that I still have a chance to correct myself. Thank you, life, that I can choose gentleness instead of bitterness. When gratitude grows, anger becomes smaller. When kindness is nourished, resentment has less ground in which to grow. Not because we are weak, but because we understand. A truly strong person is not someone who makes others afraid. A truly strong person is someone who can keep a soft heart in a world full of friction. A truly strong person can say no to harm without losing compassion. A truly strong person can stop before their words become arrows. A truly strong person knows how to put down a burden that no longer needs to be carried. Part 4. Practicing the release of anger. If today you are angry with someone, do not force yourself to stop being angry immediately. Begin with honesty. Say to your own heart, I am hurting. I do not want to keep making myself suffer by repeating this memory forever. Then breathe. Breathe in and know that anger is present. Breathe out and allow the body to soften. Do not send a message while your hands are still shaking. Do not make a phone call while the words in your mind are still sharp like knives. Do not make a final decision while the heart is burning. Give yourself a quiet space. 1 hour, 1 afternoon, 1 night. When the mind is calmer, you will see more clearly. Sometimes you need to speak. Sometimes you need to remain silent a little longer. Sometimes you need to apologize. Sometimes you need to forgive. Sometimes you need to leave. But a decision born from calmness is always clearer than a decision born from anger. Each day, practice releasing one small thing. Release one unnecessary complaint. Release one thought of needing to win. Release one old story you have told too many times. Release one demand that another person must understand you immediately. These small releases open the way to a greater freedom. The mind cannot be peaceful if it gathers more resentment every day. The mind becomes peaceful when it learns to clear away what makes it heavy. Just as a room needs an open window for fresh air to enter, the heart needs an opening for kindness to pass through. Part 5. Conclusion. Dear friend, this life is shorter than we imagine. Some people who sit beside us today may one day become only a memory. Some matters that seem very large today may, after a few years, look like clouds that have already dissolved. Do not let one small anger steal many years of your peace. Do not let another person's words become an echo that makes you suffer for the rest of your life. Do not lose the tenderness of your heart only because you want to prove that you were right. You have the right to feel pain. You have the right to feel sadness. You have the right to keep distance from what is not wholesome. But you also have the right to be light again. You have the right to stop punishing yourself for another person's mistake or carelessness. You have the right to put it down. Right now, place one hand on your chest. Breathe in slowly. Breathe out gently. And say to yourself, I was not born to carry hatred. I do not want to use my life to feed resentment. I choose peace. I choose release. I choose love while I still can. Life is short. Even love is never enough. Why spend the heart on passing resentment? May you have enough mindfulness to recognize anger when it first arises. May you have enough compassion not to wound yourself and others with words spoken in heat. May you have enough wisdom to know what should be kept and what should be released. And may each morning when you wake up you be able to smile quietly with gratitude. Thank you, life. I have one more day to love. Peace does not come from defeating another person. Peace comes from defeating the anger inside ourselves.